Hey, Faevoured ones, welcome back to another collective reading. This time it's for the new moon in Gemini. And before we get into it, remember these are general readings, and I'm not taking any personal readings from online at this time, as well as not all of the energies and messages will resonate with you. Now, it's perfectly fine. You're welcome to check out another video or come back to this one, and it may resonate more at that time, and that's perfectly okay. Everyone's on a different part of their journeys at a different time, and sometimes we're collective. And that's why I'm going to try and get as collective energy as much as possible. Now, before I came on here, I heard that a lot of you have a deep imagination. With the rock that I picked out for today was like image. So a lot of you are changing your image and how you think of the world. You're moving from worried about being too deep, and you were like, a lot of us felt like we were in it too deep, and we may have not been able to see the surface at the time, and we were treading frantically in order to not give up hope. And at this time, we're now using our deep imagination and our duality, with it being the new moon in Gemini and, being the twins and duality. You're realizing that you can have courage and be afraid, at the same time. You can be afraid of the next step while also taking that leap of faith. And that's really beautiful. A lot of you are taking control back over your dreams, and really thinking deep on what your next steps are gonna be, and some of that may be becoming more of a deep connection within yourself and friends and family and community. A lot of you have gone from being overlooked to overbooked. That was a video not too long ago that I did. That could resonate for some of you. A lot of you have, I feel, have gone, from being not sure how you were going to make it, paycheck to paycheck, but now you're moving into being invited, getting more opportunities, booking shows, getting your album released, getting a promotion, getting recognized. I noticed, really working on that image, that public image. Making more deeper connections with families and friends. And for some of you, even yourself, I feel a lot of us have connected and have healed a lot of our child wounds of rejection and neglect. I feel a lot, for which it caused a lot of us to be people pleasers, and we're not doing that anymore. And it was a kind of a weird stage, in the in-between. We've been in the in-between for people who are fans of on Netflix show. That might mean more to you than the rest, but yeah, I feel like we're moving from that in-between stage. We're no longer in incubation. We're really for those I'm hearing I'm coming out of my cage, and I've been doing just fine. So a lot of you may have been in third-party situations, like going in between, back and forward, like whether you should keep putting your effort into this person or not, but you realize that, the relationship wasn't that deep. And, it really wasn't worth your image holding on to someone just because they didn't make you feel so alone. I feel like a lot of you listen to audiobooks right now, whether that's just for personal fun. I think is a lot of things that we're getting back into with our inner child as a collective. We're going out in the rain. We're looking at flowers and clouds more. We're really trying to take in that childlike wonder as a collective. and not caring about what it does to our image. Like, a lot of people in that I know of, even myself, have been guilty of, you know, societal norms. Once you reach a certain age, you're supposed to act your age. Even some people say that to kids, they'll be like, act your age, but they're not really wanting you to act their age. They're wanting you to act how they feel. And if you're saying it to kids, it's usually an indication, or someone younger than you want them to act your age, which they can't because they're not your age. And for some people, it's a bitter thing, and they want you to act how they feel. So not even like your age. You could be acting your age, and they'll be like, why are you acting happy? And, you know, I'm bitter. You should be bitter too. And people will... And I feel like you're just not letting people ruin your fun. People will be like, hey, walk faster. And you'll be like, why don't you? Like, why don't you slow down and enjoy the roses with me? Why do we need to be going so fast? And I think you're realizing that, you know, in the deep end, you don't have to frantically swim around everywhere because you have more room and more, more room to spread out. And I feel like you're moving into more communities as a collective. We're moving on to the next stages where we have more room to grow and have those friendships and connections, you know, because it's human companionship, you know, it's humane, and it's the human part. And even though, you know, not a lot of us will get along and not all of us are meant for each other, but we definitely have people who are meant for us. And for those who believe, I believe that love and friendship believes in you too. And for those who don't, I believe that you will be able to believe one day. Because if you're not believing in your love and friendship, I'm believing in it for you, because that just means that you were left waiting more than you could bear. And with permission, I give you a bear hug with my soul so that you can have a little boost there. No energy vampires for those who are only in need of love. Energy vampires are just never going to get enough. Some of you may be cutting off energy vampires because they just could never get enough of your energy, and nothing was good enough for them. It was always more and wanting more. And you know you're good enough, and you don't want to be in environments where they make you feel like you're not enough, even though you're giving it your all. So I've pulled out collective energies, and we have the reading the web. So you could do readings on the web, such like myself, or like I said, you could listen to podcasts, or have been doing a podcast recently regarding your work. I feel like it's got a lot to do with it could have to do a lot with your image and going deeper into your life. I also see a lot of runes, so I feel like signs. You're getting a lot of signs, and I feel like you're throwing the dice. I feel like you're taking a chance on the universe, bringing in your manifestations. Yeah, you're really becoming a master of manifesting what you want into your life. You're really bringing in that bag for yourself as a collective, Master of Swords, and not only are you bringing in the bag for like manifesting money, because I feel like runes, it reminds me of rubies and rubles and stuff like that, and it reminds me of a gambling table here and a networking table, like board games as well. It doesn't have to be anything that you have to spend money on, but I feel like you're collectively playing like board games, indulging your inner child, and the fact that you're allowing yourself that time to play and relax. You've realized it's really important ingredient with manifesting, and as hard as it may seem sometimes to get in that energy of play, we, as a collective, I feel like we're doing that, and that's really beautiful to allow, you know, your inner child and inner fun and relaxation to blossom and cloak you with wisdom and point you in the direction of where you're going, you know, and aiming for your goals with Artemis, who's the symbol of deer, and she's in archery, so that's where I get the symbolism there. Wisdom from the owl, your inner higher self guiding you, and the connections, the ribbons to your ancestors. Your ancestors are cloaking you as well as you blossom into your own light. I feel like since it's at the edge of the forest here, I'm assuming anyway since it's cut off, but that you're coming out of a dark night of soul, because it looks like the dawn over here. A new dawn is rising for the collective. We have learned all the wisdom we can from this darkness, and lessons of being in lack or without, and we're now becoming fruitful and blooming and shredding through our past. Some of you may do getting a shred of evidence that is going to be okay. Some of you were looking for a shred of evidence that it would be all right, and I feel like your animals were there to really, whether it's in nature around you. Yes, boy, the kitty confirms. Whether it was around you on your timeline or your actual pets that really helped you through that time of darkness, and they want to let you know that they're proud of you for taking flight and remembering to soar with your soul. And you know, the green man for I believe is the Hierophant. But I do know the 10 of discs is 10 of pentacles, so a lot of abundance coming in, and that's of all kinds. When I say abundance, I don't just mean wealth, I mean like energy and motivation, abundance of friendship and support, abundance of good days compared to bad, abundance of creative ideas, abundance of proof that an inner kindness, abundance of inner kindness for yourself and others, abundance of shelter. Some of you may be worried about shelter and whether or not you were able to provide one for you, and it may have you feeling like you were all over the place trying to fly in all directions to find somewhere to land and, you know, to rest, and you have finally found that time to land, in the time of, you know, that clearing has finally made its way towards you where you feel like you can land and take rest. Some of you may have had delayed flights or an earlier flight, or I feel like some of you may have had, with the ribbon, a loss of a connected loved one, or since I am filming this around Father's Day, there could be losses that people are feeling for a lost loved one, or had a past loved one. Or there's some who just are estranged, much like me, but I feel like they're still watching over you, that little extra wisdom, constantly giving you to your own wisdom and the wisdom they left behind, and you're using it for your own guidance, whether that be a lost parental figure, or just a lost of a friendship, or family member. I feel like there was a loss, or there's someone who's sick at this time that you're taking care of. That may not resonate for everyone. For those who it does. I feel a lot of heavy energy in regards to longing, and I wanted to give you love and let you know that if you haven't heard in a while, I'm proud of you, and you should be proud of you too. You're doing a great job, and I know you have to raise yourself, and it's not easy. There wasn't a manual for raising you either, so don't think for a second that you're not doing a great job, because you can always do a better job tomorrow. And if you think you could do a better job than yesterday, then that means you're willing to learn and strive for greatness, and that makes you great already, cut and dry. So as a collective, we are going from feeling like we are treading water to shredding water. Yeah, shred it. I'm gonna be okay. I feel a lot of energies of people, and if you feel like you need to cry, that's okay too. It's a really free and simple way to cleanse out the spirit. No need to go buy salt. I have enough here. And I don't mean salty, I mean salt. So yeah, I feel a lot of pride in what you've accomplished recently as a collective, and I agree. Stamp of approval for everyone. You know, some of you are waiting for stamps of approval, and I feel like that's coming in, and a lot of you, it's already come in and you're celebrating. But for those who are waiting for your celebration, I am going to hold out for you in patience and love, and I will clap for the hard work you are doing. It is not easy. Sorry for your people's ears with headphones, but yeah, no. I'm cheering for all of you who are doing the hard work without seeing any results, because that is the hardest time to do hard work, and it is also the most rewarding. So I hope my applause and sincere pride is enough reward to keep you going until you find your strength to keep going. And for those who are celebrating, yes, you did it. You did it. I believe in you to continue on from here. And you believed in yourself, and that's amazing. So I'm gonna go, because I'm just gonna be a blubbering, happy mess that the underdogs are winning. as the cat comes on screen. The underdogs are winning, and the void is a great place to send all of your worries to. So yeah, don't forget to take a deep breath. Take in spirit. Thank the spirit. Okay. Remember to eat, hydrate, and have fun. Okay.